Howdy, Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man. He is smoking a nice cherry blend, and I have here a Rossi pipe. A Rossi pipe. Look at this beautiful pipe. It's a Rossi pipe. Sitter. Now, why is Rossi pipes being made by Savinelli? Number one, Rossi was the head industry pipe maker back in World War I. He began using machines. He was the head of Savinelli. Savinelli was still hand making pipes, and Rossi began mass producing them using machines to mass produce his pipes in the same region, but they were best of friends. Something happened after World War II that Rossi fell into financial difficulty, and Savinelli bought the Rossi brand and began making an inexpensive pipe. What we now know as seconds. What do I mean by that? When you hear that term seconds, a pipe, a Peterson pipe that's second, or Savinelli pipe that's second, or a Rossi, they say, well, that's Rossi's are made by seconds. It means that in the process of developing that briar, that block of briar, they found pits in them, this effects on them. And so at the time, many people decided to discard them. Then they found a technique. They would fill in those pipes, paint it, and you wouldn't see it until later on when you smoked it. These were seconds. Other people decided when they found these pits to begin this process of rustication. That's why this process came into being, because of all the second pits. Now this doesn't have pits in them, little holes here and there. But you're going to notice that a lot of them use this process to wear away on the wall, and then they paint them with dark paint, and then they sell them a lot cheaper. I mean, they're smokable. And you know what I've realized over the years? I've had a lot of seconds to experiment with them. I found that seconds are actually great briar, that when they cut them, they had little pits. So they couldn't put them at the prices they put other price. So they lowered the price, they fixed the pipes, and they sold them. And oftentimes you find seconds smoking better than top-notch briar pipes. It's good briar. It just had different defects on its walls. And I've had Irish seconds, no frills. You know, they usually put them in a big thing. When you go in, you see them, and they're called seconds. Well, back when I was a tobacconist, and you could buy them, you could see the little pits and this and that. And the real tobacco smoker didn't mind, because it was a value pipe, inexpensive pipe, but it was still a smokable pipe. And that's all we cared about. What can I smoke my godforsaken tobacco in? And many times, a lot of the guys would come in and smoke seconds. There was a guy named Charlie. Charlie would not spend more than $50 on a pipe. Now it was always him, Charlie, hey man, Charlie, you know, I was always getting him, try to come over to the display and tell him, Charlie, let me sell you a good pipe. Save your money. Save your money. When you got $150, come and I'll get you a nice Sheraton, a nice Chacon. I'll get you a nice British pipe. I used to like the Upshot. I was trying to get him to buy Upshot pipes. I really like the Upshot as a smoker and as a premier pipe. No. He would Charlie would go to the Charle Seconds pipes and go in and look at the pipes, look at the pits, see what defects it has on them. And oftentimes they weren't colored or anything, and Charlie would take them and would color them himself. Then he would come in when we had smoke outs and people gathering. Here's everybody with their best pipes, and here comes Charlie with a second pipe, smoking up a storm, and would actually brag about his pipe. My pipe is a second. I don't smoke before. And when you look at the pipe, you say, man, that's a pretty nice pipe. And we look at it, we would see the little pits. But old Charlie didn't give 2 cents. I said, Charlie, what are you smoking? Sabriani. What are you smoking? Foggy Morton. What are you smoking? I'm smoking Wessex. What are you smoking? I'm smoking W.O. Larson. Man, he had the best tobacco blends, premium tobacco blends in that sucker. Until one day I said, you know, Charlie, why don't you sell me one of your pipes? He looked at me. Go ahead with your Don Carlo, he would say. Go ahead with your Camaneros. Go ahead with these Maestro de Paja pipes and all the great name pipes, Ashton. Let me be with my nuts. I just want to buy one. I want to try one. You worked on it, and then so Charlie gave me an estate pipe, secondhand estate pipe. And I started smoking it. I started smoking on it around the shop. And here I am smoking. And he started coming in and he noticed, he said, hey man, you've been smoking my second. I said, Charlie, that's my everyday pipe. Why should I? In a way he got offended, in a way he was kind of proud that he gave me that pipe. And I would use the house blend on the pipe. And before Charlie died, he goes, you know, I haven't been feeling well lately. What's the matter, Charlie? I don't know. I don't just feel well. He says, listen, man, if I die, I'm going to give you my pipes, okay? Because I know you're going to appreciate it. I said, Charlie, don't do that. You know what you do? You come in one of the smoke outs and you ask people, do they need a pipe? Give it to somebody that can't afford pipes. That's what he did. He would come every Saturday. A little cup of coffee, hang out, people going around, and then I introduced people to him because Charlie got some good second pipe. You can't afford it, buy one of his pipes. Trust me, he smoked these pipes and he was selling $15, $20 the most. These guys would leave and come back with those pipes. So today, once he passed away, you know, I ran into somebody years ago that had one of Charle Seconds. He goes, how you know that's that Ben Wade? I said, that's Charle Seconds. And so we started naming his pipes Charle Seconds. in his memory. So constantly people were coming in. He must have sold like 30, 40 pipes. These guys would come in and they were good buyers. And we said, we got Charle Seconds, man. What did Charlie used to smoke? I said, he smoked the best, you know. And that's a story. You know, Charlie smoked these seconds and then gave away these seconds. And they were still good, and people came in with them and smoked them. So there was always somebody in the shop with a Charle Second.